Ready or not, here comes Mama.
Look at her. But I ain't one to gossip, so if anyone asks you, you ain't heard it from me.
On my live stream that we were doing last night when I was testing stuff, I got to talking to some of y'all, and we were talking about, where I've been, what I've been doing. I've been gone for a long time. Y'all been missing me. I've been missing y'all. And so we got to talking, and there's an update on my Uncle Daddy and, all of that. They did ask about the reality show also, and so there's updates to that too. I think that I talked about them already on one of the videos, but I'm not really sure. My memory is horrible. So that being said, we're gonna get into all of that, and we're gonna talk about last night. I told them, like, there's been a lot of emotions, there's been a lot coming out, some more truths have been revealed, which I didn't even know more truth could be revealed, because I already thought I knew all of the truth. But now there's more of the truth, and I was just like,
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
We're gonna get into all of that in this beautiful little video while I get ready with y'all. Y'all already know I love this Shake and Glow from L'Oreal. It is the bomb diggity dog, infused with coconut and vitamin C, which vitamin C is good for your skin. And girl, I'm getting old, so I need to be doing all that I can.
You're looking old, fat, and saggy. And the mole on your forearm, it's growing a mole.
Before I did this video, I took these off right here. 24 karat gold under eye mask that I found on Amazon. It's by Hollywood Eyes. Girl, these are good. So I put these on before I put on makeup, because my under eyes need all the help that they could get. So first questions first, y'all were wondering about the reality show, because they had reached out to me about a reality show. I was excited. The producer who called me said, in order for us to have the show, like, that they wouldn't need anybody really. Like, all that they really would need, if nobody else wanted to participate, they would need me and my Uncle Daddy would be the main ones, right? And so I was like, I bet he'll do it, right? I bet he will. I just had this feeling. I was like, he'll do it. So then I asked him if he would do it. And I asked, my aunt, who is stepping in place of the role of my mother, which now, I got an auntie mama, and I love that because she's amazing. And she really, really, like, when I'm with her, I really feel the love. Like, I really, really love my family. And I'm so glad that I could be able to say that now. Because I have a family, y'all. Like, I don't feel lost no more. I don't feel like, I always used to say that I felt like abandoned, or like lost. I guess like lost. Like, I always felt like, how Lilo and Stitch, and he was like, he felt lost. That's why I always related to that movie, because I always felt lost.
I hear you cry at night. Do you dream about them?
Lost.
I asked my Uncle Daddy, and I could understand, like, I didn't even realize until, like, when he said, like, I wouldn't even do it for like $100,000, like, I wouldn't even do the reality show even for that, because, his, like, he looks at it like shame, but I'm like, it ain't no, like, to me, for me, coming from where I'm from, I'm like, I don't judge nobody. It is what it is. That's the past. Like, that don't even matter to me anymore. Like, cause I was just a gleam in your eye, literally. Like, all that matters to me is, like, I'm here. We're here. Like, let's get to know each other. You know what I mean? Like, I know who you are. Like, you know who I am. Like, and that's all that matters to me. But I didn't even understand. And then I felt so bad, because I had to look at it from his shoes, and, like, of course, like, nobody's going to want their dirty laundry, like, aired on national TV. He didn't want to do it. And then I realized, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, I started crying. I was like, what if he hates me now because I'm over here, like, thinking about doing a reality show, because they reached out to me about all of this stuff, and I didn't even think about it, like, from his point of view, like, where he's coming from. Like, now I ruined it. Now we ain't gonna have a chance of, like, getting to know each other and yada yada. And I was just like, oh my God, what did I do? And then so I hadn't seen him after that, and I just felt really bad. And I was like, I probably ruined all chances of our relationship. Like, I probably ruined it. He probably thinks I'm a weirdo. Like, I shouldn't have even, like, really, honestly, what they wanted to do too on the show is that they wanted to interview like everybody and see, like, because that's another thing that has come out. So many different things we're thinking about now, and it's coming out now. Like, okay, so they were gonna interview like different people from the family, like my cuz bro, my cuz sis, other members of the family, to see, my aunt and all of that, to see how they feel about it too, right? Because if you think about it, this doesn't just affect one person. This affects everybody, right? It affects everybody, because everything has to change. Everybody has to adjust to finding out all of this stuff. Like, it's crazy. I told the producer, and the producer was pretty much like, well, we can't do it without him, so don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Basically, they're like uninterested. And I was just like, oh my God, like, really? Anyway, so that was that. Now, we're getting to see all the different little dynamics, around all of this whole situation. So my aunt has told me, like, she embraces me as one of her children, since I am my uncle's daughter. And so it was so touching, and we had a moment, like, we held each other, we cried. It just felt like I could just feel the love, like, for once in my life, I like felt like loved and accepted, and it was so amazing, And then, but throughout everything, of course, you have to think about, there's other people involved in this, right? So I have like my cuz bro and my cuz sis, and then there's step sister in the mix and all of that. And so now I'm like, okay, so like they're, like, my cuz sis was like, you're my sister. My cuz bro been telling me like, yeah, you're my sister, And so, but now it's just like everybody made it. And like Uncle Daddy was like, you're my daughter, and everything like that. And it's just so amazing to me. And so my kids have gotten to go around, because they hadn't gotten to go around. And, with them like working and doing what they're doing, they hadn't really had like time off or whatever. And then with COVID, like, that's always difficult. Hold on, I'm going to do my outline of my lips and then I'll be right back. My family is amazing. And so it wasn't like if there was like a lot of issues or whatever, which I'm very, very fortunate. And I am so grateful for that. There was a little bit of like some question of if some family members were having a hard time, accepting me or whatever. But like quickly, like that just turned around, because it was just like, no matter what, like, we were family already. We're just double family now. You know what I mean? And so I think that once, like, and it's taken time, because I found out about my uncle being my dad last year, and it has been a journey. Like, it has definitely been a journey. But along the way, I actually have to say it has not been that bad. Like, I am really, really grateful that it has not been that bad at all for me. I know some people have it way worse. Some people don't get accepted by their families and stuff like that. I am so sorry. My camera died, and this whole time I thought I was recording, and I was talking to myself. So I'll just start where I think I left off. So I think I was talking about the different dynamics as far as like, so now, I felt really bad because my aunt has been having to reprocess all of this and going through, things in the past, like when my mother was pregnant with me, my mother was living with my Uncle Daddy and my aunt. And when for the first 6 months of my life, like, they were taking care of me and stuff, and I was always with them. And so it's just all of these things now are being processed, and it's just like really, really crazy. My Uncle Daddy has been very forthcoming with things. And my Uncle Daddy ended up telling me and everyone, basically in front of everybody, the whole story of like how and when I was conceived, because it was just a one night stand basically. And yeah, so it was really interesting. So that truth came out, and that's kind of like a private, family story, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But you can put two and two together and kind of imagine, you know. And so that's not what I was being told. I was hearing different stories. Of course, my mother was telling me different stories, you know. And so that's why they always say there's always the three sides to the story. There's their side, you know, her side, his side, and then there's the truth. You know what I mean? And so amongst all of that situation, I kind of just got to pick through and sift through, you know, and really I kind of just threw that to the side because that really doesn't even matter to me at this point. What matters to me is making these bonds and these connections that we are. And to me, that just means so much. Let me have a little drinky drink. And it's not like an everyday situation. Like there's no handbook for this. Like, so how can you know? You know, like you don't really know. So I don't really know like what a lot of things mean or how we're going to process, and we're still moving on from this. So this is still an ongoing thing that we're working through. But for the most part, I can say that there were a lot of great conversations. You know, my Uncle Daddy cried and really apologized, and he keeps apologizing because he wasn't there for me my whole life. And I keep telling him like, it's not your fault. Nobody knew, like nobody told you, you know, that I was possibly yours, or that I could be yours, or that there was probably a high probability that I was yours. You know, nobody said anything. So it's nobody's fault. All we can do is move on from here. Now, there are some people, you know, that have chosen to like stay in the past and keep on trying to throw guilt around and like, no, you need to be mad at this person and that person and whatever. And ain't nobody got time for that. So, you know, I'm not dealing with all of that. You know, I wasn't even there. Like I kind of was, but I was being made, you know what I mean? So like, I'm like, that ain't, you know, that ain't me. But, you know, I can still like empathize and sympathize with everybody in this situation. I'm just so grateful that everybody has been so amazing in this situation, and that like I said, I feel loved. I feel accepted. I don't feel weird, like going around like, my auntie mama is what I call my aunt now. She's my auntie mama, and she reminds me, like, she is just like, oh my God, she reminds me so much of like that home, when I felt home, like growing up, when I would spend summers with them and all of that. And it's like I told everybody, like, at least we all have, you know, good memories of spending time together because we were all so close. And, you know, my aunt was just like, God, Van, because she calls me Van. She was like, God, Van, we were right under your nose this whole time. Like, if only we would have known, you know, things could have probably been different. And, you know, out of everything, I said, you know what, like, I really grew up like, and it was like not an easy childhood. I would say I really didn't have a really good childhood because it was tough, and I had to grow up quick, you know. And so I just think that, you know, no matter what, I don't think that I would change things, because honestly, like, I thought I was going to leave this world and I was never going to know who my dad was. So to know in this lifetime, and for me to know now, I'm just focusing on that, and I'm grateful for that. I mean, yes, I think it would have been nice because I would have known who my dad is, and I would have different memories, and I would have probably like been way better off, like having that extra support, and then, you know, like things like that, and then building those relationships growing up with my cuz sisters and my cuz bro, and, you know, stuff like that, and my Uncle Daddy and my auntie mama. And I think that things would, yes, that would be great, but I also think about the other side, and like, I don't think that I would be who I am today if I didn't get, you know, go through the bad childhood and, you know, all of the struggles and, you know, all of that stuff. So would I change it? If I could, if there was a magic time machine and I could go back in time and I could change it, and I could somehow tell my younger self, like, your uncle is your daddy, girl. If I could do that, I can honestly say I probably wouldn't, because I think that my struggles made me have the drive that I did when I was younger to want to be a better person and to want to break the cycle of what I grew up in, and, you know, and things like that. So I feel like, yeah, I wouldn't change it. And so that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on all the positive. As for where I have been focusing on loving myself and working on myself. I just really have never felt this good about myself in such a long time. I feel like my world is finally like opening up. And don't get me wrong, I still have down, sides and problems. And I've been going through some things too, emotionally, and trying to take care of myself and trying to figure things out. All of this has kind of opened me up to like just reevaluating so many things in life and just looking at it and being grateful for everything that I have and focusing on what I can fix and what I can change and how I can better myself, how I can love myself more, because I know that in the end, that's the most important thing, is how much like me loving myself. And I've been working on that with my daughters too, and telling them about self-love and self-care and all of that, and really practicing what I preach. And I can tell you that it has been amazing. Honestly, yes, there are some things that still get to me. I mean, in this life, I think it's going to happen. But at the end of the day, I can honestly say that I'm so happy with where I'm at right now in my life. I'm already perfectly happy and content in my life. So if things get better from here, then that's just all of that is just extra gravy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the extra dip and sauce. Life is just good. And I'm not gonna lie, there were like ups and downs, and of course roller coasters that I was going through. And there's times where things would happen, like something happened recently and I felt like I was up here and I just like completely went, down. And then I had to dust myself off and pick myself up again and realize that, what, no matter what happens in life, I'm going to get through it, because I've gotten through so much. Like, y'all don't even know the half. Y'all don't even know the half. I haven't even talked about all of my trauma growing up, and it's insane. And so if I can look back and if I can think about all of that I went through, and that I grew up through, and coming out because I know that I'm a good person. And if I can go through all of that and I can come out and be the person that I am today, then I'm going to be okay. I know that I'm going to be okay. So no matter what life throws at me, I know that I will be fine. And that's just what I have to keep telling myself. That's what all of us have to keep telling ourselves, if I'm being real. Like, no matter what happens to us, we have to remember that in our past, we've gone through things. Sometimes we've gone through stuff that we thought was the hardest things we were ever going to go through in our lives. And did we get through it? Yes, we did. We always do. So no matter what, it's going to be the same. Yes, it's going to be horrible when you're going through it. Yes, it's going to hurt. There's going to be heartache. There's going to be drama. There's probably going to be, arguments, trouble, whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's all gravy, girl. And I'm grateful for this journey that I'm on. And I'm grateful that y'all share it with me, because, oh my God, I never thought that people were going to be so interested in something that was happening in my life, so thank you for being here. And thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, and to everyone who continues to watch, and to everyone who shows up when I go live, even if I'm testing my equipment. Y'all are all there. You know who you are. So thank you for being there. Gina Flores. Oh my God, girl, you helped me so much in that live. You were helping me so very much. And I just want to give a shout out to you. Thank you so much, Gina Flores, for being there. Girl, you are amazing. You are such a huge help. So thank you so much. And I will see y'all next time. Let me know what kind of a video you want to see. You want to see a mukbang? My son wants to do a video with me, but he said that he wants to do a funny video. He said that he didn't want to cry during this video because he didn't know if he would, because it's about emotions and real life stuff. So y'all let me know what y'all want to see, and let me know down below. And I will see y'all next time. Bye. I'm so glad to be back. Bye. Oh God, what can I do?